I am joined by Roland Seddon, Managing Director, MRK Associates, coming to us from Hemel Hempstead, just, I believe, northwest of London, correct?
That's right. Sunny Hemel Hempstead.
Sunny Hemel Hempstead. You and San Diego got a lot in common.
I don't think we do.
Well, how have you been?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Thanks for having me on again. It's been a interesting 12 months, hasn't it? 9 months probably since I was on. So there's light at the end of the tunnel, I think. You know, people are looking more positively about the end of the year and Q4 and that stuff. So fingers crossed.
So where is the revenue management staffing market in Europe right now?
Well, I think, a lot of countries have got a furlough scheme or equivalent where they're protecting jobs at the moment. So, the market is quiet in terms of new jobs and general employment. I think we're going to see the recovery very much in line with the vaccine rollout across different countries. And we're seeing already in a month that some countries have really taken that on positively and others haven't. So the staffing market across Europe is going to follow the trend of how well the vaccines are rolled out, and therefore how well travel bans, travel corridors are put in place, how occupancy levels look, and therefore what staff are needed to cope with that.
I mean, you're talking to hotels every day. And what's the outlook for, let's just say, the summer? Like here in the States, we're pretty excited about the summer. we're hoping.
Yeah, I think it's a bit mixed. I think the common thread around the world really is the good thing with the States is you've got so much rural location. The UK is a little old island. The cities take up, I guess, a fairly big proportion of the country as a whole. So the staycation and domestic holidays in the UK is where there's a lot of positivity for the summer. Last summer was very good, and they're looking at that again. The cities had a tough time, and I don't think that looks like changing. But I think across Europe, Germany's struggling with the vaccine rollout. So there's quite a lot of uncertainty on how their summer's going to look at the moment. And I think that's really what it comes down to is how people are confident are they with the vaccines and then being able to get out. The holidays will be domestic travel, and international will be based on travel corridors, as I mentioned.
What about the role and the function of a revenue management in these hotels? I talked to a lot of revenue managers and VPs and things like that, and it's changed. It's more collaborative. It's more focused on demand generation. That top commercial officer is really starting to take point. Well, is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I said there hasn't been too much recruitment and new jobs like that, but what's happened is the people who are still in their jobs where hotels have stayed open, there's been a big change in breaking down those silos, distribution, sales, marketing. All those functions really are having to work together or become one, where perhaps some people have lost their jobs or been furloughed and there's one person left to do the whole lot. And the revenue management role is on a positive, for the industry. It's one of the key roles that naturally covers all those things in some way. So the natural evolution of which job or which function of all of those things is going to be the one that combines it all together, probably revenue management.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not just me. It's like sometimes I find myself, maybe because SHR provides a revenue management system and a CRS, and it's like, we want that position elevated.
Yeah.
But it's like, to me, what I'm gathering is like it's inevitable. It's like if you don't have a strong revenue management function in some form, you're going to lose.
Yeah, I agree. Although interestingly, what I did see back in March time was I think a lot of smaller single properties, I'm not convinced the general managers still think like that. So a single site general manager, I still think sees sales as being the be all and end all. It's about sales. Let's make sales. And I don't think they understand yet, even now, that the importance and the influence that the RM guys have, because a lot of revenue managers in single properties were the ones that got made redundant in the UK. particularly. And I think what's going to happen, and I think one of the biggest challenges that's going to come globally, but I think heavily in the UK and across Europe, will be when occupancy starts to come back. You're going to have a lot of properties that suddenly need revenue managers back. They need people to manage the demand, where it's coming from, understand it, maximize profit. It's GoPar, not RevPar now. And the reality will be everybody will be fighting over the same people in the market, trying to recruit new staff. And the challenge for those employers is that will push salaries up very quickly, and they will end up paying an awful lot more for those people over a long period of time. And one of the big things I've been saying to everybody is plan your staffing in advance. Don't leave it to the last minute.
Yeah. So now's the time to get your revenue manager on board.
Yeah. If you've got the cash, if you've got cash now, get them on board before your occupancy really starts to come back. STR did a report actually recently where they showed that the hotels that stayed open all the way through far outperformed the hotels that hadn't. So get your revenue manager in before you really think you need them, and they will help you get ahead of the market. I can't stress that enough. And it will save you money in not having to compete when everybody else is competing for the same talent.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you'll be able to get the best talent because you'll get them before everyone else starts as well.
Right. So what advice are you giving revenue managers that are on the streets right now?
Pretty much the same as you've heard for the last time. Stay positive. There's a big thing at the moment, and my business is a bit of an example of that, where we are now just starting to, I guess, market recruitment again. Whereas we've left people be a little bit and we've had conversations and run events and those things, we're now trying to really start thinking about where your staffing is and where you want it to be. And so to people on the market, I would say hold fire, because it won't be long until you are needed, and the interview numbers will start to increase and jobs will start to come back. We're starting to see a bit of positivity and a few more jobs. So I think that will only get better.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining me, Roland.
My pleasure. Always great to chat, Jason.
You bet.
Bye.